Bitcoin's at the most important level this entire July. Why? We've been bullish this entire July and we've been expecting June's high to go. Now, this is probably the last pump that July is going to give you because, so far I've been right about every top and bottom. However, we finally hit a long zone that we've been talking about this entire time. Now, every single time we've hit a long zone, we've had a goofy accumulation and it's been ugly. We've left liquidity because, of course, we're in a bear market. We're leaving liquidity for later. It makes sense. It's leaving perfect blueprints to come lower, right? Now, if this is the last pump of July, are we going to expect an accumulation model that's happened every single low? Probably not. Why? Because we want liquidity to come back for later. So would it make sense to leave these ugly lows and finally let the trend line people win for the first time ever? Probably, because context wise it makes sense to. So the finally, for the first time in their life, trend line traders could get some money, right? So now, what are we looking for? Is there anything else that's taking us higher? Well, yeah, we're leaving equal highs at the top. All we have at the top here is liquidity. And we have, again, equal highs, high time frame wise, semi-equal highs, whatever, at the very, very top. So we're expecting still a nice move up. Not only that, but like I called in my last video, if you'd subscribed, you would know and you'd see that video and you'd know that we called the bottom here again. You would know that this is a range and we're potentially expecting a PO3 to blast us up for the last pump of July. So everything so far, with the way we're leaving liquidity, with the way there's liquidity above us, with the way we hit a long zone, it's a nice demand chain for the entirety of July since it started, we know we're still expecting higher. Now, there is this teeny tiny off chance that you sweep the lows and you have a model 2 accumulation that isn't valid because your range deviation tool, you're out of the 130% mark. But the other accumulations, the problem is this one did the same thing. This one also did the same thing. So every single time it's done the exact same thing. So this is low chance it happens, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's very high probability because this is one big distribution. 1, 2, 3. That's a model 2 distribution, or some people call it head and shoulders. This distribution failed to take the easiest 3 equal lows ever. So why would this now come back down just to come back up? To me, it's not very high probability. It can happen because it could still just accumulate higher time frame, but it's definitely less likely than just continuing higher from it. That's why it's the most important part. The video's a little bit late because I already recorded this twice and the second time didn't work when I went to upload it. There was no file. So apart from that, there's nothing else I can really say. If you start losing this zone, then I'm concerned. But apart from that, at the moment, I don't have anything to suggest that we're going to come lower. Unless we somehow leave these 3 equal highs and come lower. But if that's the case, at that point, I'd be more considering the accumulation still. The model 2 accumulation. Again, don't just long it because price is down here. Wait for some kind of confirmation or anything because it's not guaranteed it's going to work. As much as I've been right about the top, the bottom, the top, the bottom, the top here, the continuation, and then bottom here, as much as I've called every single one, at the end of the day, you still need confirmation with these ideas, whether I'm so far every time correct. I'm not always going to be correct, but at the end of the day, I've been correct since the start of this channel. So if you want to get these constant updates, just subscribe. If I'm wrong eventually later, or you don't agree with my TA, or it's bad, you can always unsubscribe. You get no harm out of it at the end of the day. So if you like these constant TAs, daily updates, then just subscribe and like the video as well. That'd help me a lot. Appreciate it.